Imagine each morning you are a captain standing before a vast, wide river. Mist covers the water's surface, gentle waves ripple, and the distant shore is still undefined. In your hands are the oars, your strength, and your ability to steer the boat. No matter how strong the wind blows or how gloomy the weather, you maintain a steady, calm, and determined rhythm, leading your boat forward. Modern life is no different from that river. Work pressures, tangled relationships, failures, or fatigue, all these can drag you down if you don't know how to master yourself. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus once reminded us, "No man is free who is not master of himself." True freedom and real strength begin with mastering your mind and emotions, not by controlling the outside world. Every morning is a new beginning, a chance to choose your attitude, nurture gratitude, and set your life's direction, just like a steadfast captain on the wide river, deciding the course regardless of fog or storms. Watch this entire video to discover practical principles and exercises that help you focus on yourself, build a resilient mental routine, and find inner peace even amidst the storms of daily life. 1. Every new day is an opportunity for self-development. Imagine every morning you stand before a dewy window, the first rays of sunlight quietly painting new lines on the glass. It's not just a beautiful scene, but a powerful reminder. Every day starts as a blank page, and you are the one holding the pen, writing the first lines with your thoughts, emotions, and choices. How many times have you asked yourself, "This morning feels just like yesterday. Can I really change anything?" Maybe you wake up already tired, your mind spinning with a repetitive to-do list. But pause for a moment. Right now, you have the right to see everything differently. If today were the very first day you existed, how would you live? In reality, every morning is a chance to completely start anew, to rewrite your own story. The philosopher Marcus Aurelius once said, "When you arise in the morning, think of what a privilege it is to be alive, to think, to enjoy, to love." That is the simple miracle you can touch if you know how to pause, observe, and appreciate the value of every moment of life. The truth is, many of us miss out on this golden moment from the very second we open our eyes. Instead of allowing ourselves a quiet pause, we rush to grab our phones, sink into news, deadlines, and worries that we haven't yet shaken off from the day before. I used to be the same, waking up feeling crushed by pressure, feeling like I was merely existing, not truly living. The more I chased my endless to-do list, the more lost I became in invisible pressure, gradually losing my inspiration and sense of meaning. It was only when I started to pause and ask myself, who do I want to become today? What values will I live by? That everything began to change. If you don't consciously steer yourself from the beginning of the day, the world will make choices for you by worry, distraction, and that sense of helplessness. But with just one deep breath, one honest question, you'll feel calm, gratitude and focus starting to grow inside you, pushing aside daily fatigue. Stoic philosophy doesn't ask you to suppress your emotions or live mechanically. Instead, it teaches you to master yourself, beginning with the smallest things. As Marcus Aurelius also wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." Every difficulty, every negative emotion is not your enemy. It's the raw material for you to train your resilience, build your willpower, and explore yourself more deeply. The real solution is close at hand. Try spending one morning not touching your phone, not checking your messages. Just sit by the window, take a deep breath, and ask yourself, what am I living for today? What values will I hold on to, no matter how the world outside changes? How will I turn today's first obstacle into a lesson for myself? Write a few lines in your journal or simply repeat them in your mind. The most important thing is that you proactively switch on your awareness, not letting yourself be swept away aimlessly. Self-development doesn't come from big leaps, but from small, repeated choices every single morning. Everyone has days of discouragement and wanting to give up, but as long as you dare to begin again, even with just a small goal or a positive thought, you've already won over yourself. When you cherish each morning, control your mind, and remain aware, you'll always find a chance for change, even on days that seem the most uneventful. Are you ready for tomorrow? Start with 1 minute of silence, one honest question. That could be the moment that opens a whole new path where every day is truly a chance to grow, to live according to your values, and to become the person you aspire to be. Let today be the first day you write your own story. 2. Recognize and master your own thoughts and emotions. Have you ever felt like each new day starts with a mess of emotions? A bit of vague worry about unfinished work, an inexplicable irritation over things left unresolved from yesterday. Instead of giving yourself some space to listen, you hurry to grab your phone, check email, immerse yourself in the news, pushing all those emotions deeper inside, invisible but powerful, shaping how you react all day. In truth, most of what happens to you during the day doesn't come from external circumstances, but from how you react to your own thoughts and feelings. As philosopher Marcus Aurelius once reminded, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. The issue is, emotional management isn't a skill everyone is taught from childhood. Some people grow up in environments where emotions are suppressed or dismissed. They never learn how to face sadness, anger, fear, or even joy. If you've never had anyone teach you this, you're not alone. Many adults struggle with an inner world they've never really had a chance to explore properly. Remember, emotions are a skill, not a fixed instinct. Just like learning to drive or ride a bike, managing emotions requires practice, patience, and yes, some falls. Do you remember your first time keeping your balance on a bike? Shaky, worried, falling a few times, but each tumble helped you understand yourself more and learn lessons for next time. Emotional management is the same. You'll have impulsive moments, be disappointed with yourself, but the key is to keep learning, observing, and trying again. Stoic philosophy doesn't ask you to eliminate emotions. On the contrary, it encourages you to recognize, name, and observe them. When you become aware, I'm anxious about this morning's meeting, or I feel excited about something new, you've taken the first step toward regaining control. The moment you observe your emotions, their invisible power over you diminishes significantly. The solution to practicing this power every morning is actually very simple and practical. Start with a few steps. First, take 3 deep breaths. Focus on the sensation of air moving through your nose, your chest, and exhale slowly. Next, ask yourself, what is my mood today? Write it down if you can. or simply acknowledge it to yourself. If you realize you're anxious about something outside your control, remind yourself, I can't control everything, but I can control my response. Finally, choose an attitude for today: proactive, calm, grateful, or simply curious. Naming your feelings helps prevent you from being swept away by chaos and allows you to start the day with awareness. You'll be surprised. Just 5 minutes each morning to observe and recognize your feelings will help you stay calm in difficult situations, gradually learning to respond proactively rather than reactively. You'll realize that you truly have power over your mind, something you may have once thought impossible to control. Are you ready to try? Tomorrow morning, instead of diving straight into your usual routine, give yourself a moment of silence. Have a conversation with yourself. 1 minute of observation, one honest question, could open the door to mastering your life day by day, morning by morning, with true awareness and inner peace. 3. Clearly define what you can control. Imagine every morning you wake up like a rower in thick fog. In the distance, there are big waves, strong winds, and shouts echoing from the opposite shore, all things beyond your reach. But right there in your small boat, your hands firmly grip the oar, controlling the rhythm, direction, and the effort you put in. This is precisely the boundary between what you can and cannot control. A lesson that Stoicism has taught for thousands of years, but one that remains fresh every morning you begin anew. Have you ever felt exhausted from trying to change things that are out of your control? Have you ever tossed and turned all night because of a colleague's thoughtless words? Or worried in vain about a coming storm when all you could do was check the weather forecast? My friend Tom was like that. He tried to fix everything around him, from family disagreements, his children's studies, to his wife's mood. Tom believed that if he tried hard enough, he could turn things around and save every mess. But the harder he tried, the more tired and frustrated he became, losing himself in endless worries. There was a time, Tom confided, every day I spend most of my time outside my own boat, trying to row for the whole world, while my own boat drifts aimlessly. In reality, many of us confuse the circle of concern, circle of influence, and circle of control. We think that if we care enough, love enough, or try to influence enough, we'll be able to change what isn't ours to control: other people's thoughts, our children's success, the weather, company policies, or even fate itself. But the truth, as the philosopher Epictetus once reminded us, some things are up to us, and some are not up to us. The trouble starts when we try to master what we cannot, leading to disappointment, helplessness, and neglect of our own needs. Spending too much time in the circle of concern not only drains our energy, but also affects our relationships. We become controlling, judgmental, demanding, and then disappointed when things don't go our way. We forget that each person, even our loved ones, has the right to make their own choices and learn from their own mistakes. The solution is not to become indifferent or cold, but to clearly define boundaries. Every morning, ask yourself, what can I truly control today? And the answer is simple: your actions, your attitude, your choices. You can control how you respond to harsh words, how you face bad news, how you care for your health, manage your time, and choose your way of living. Try a simple but powerful exercise. Write 2 columns on a sheet of paper. On one side, list everything you're worried about this morning. On the other hand, Circle the things you can actually control. Today, you can work hard, be kind to someone, stay calm in the face of challenges, and not let the rain ruin your mood. The rest of other people's words, outcomes, market changes, let them go, let them stay outside your boat. You may find this isn't easy, especially if you're used to carrying the world's burdens. But remember, if you don't hold on to the oar, if you don't steer your own boat, the waves will sweep you away before you know it. Only by focusing your energy on your circle of control can you truly live fully, maintain both physical and mental health, and build lasting relationships. So, starting tomorrow, begin with the smallest things: how you greet the new day, how you talk to yourself, how you choose your attitude in the face of hardship. When you do that, you'll find more peace, more strength, and most importantly, you will truly be in control of your life day by day, every morning. 4. Live according to your values and personal virtues. Have you ever asked yourself, what truly defines you? It's not the car you drive, the job you have, or your bank account, but the values you choose to live by and the virtues you practice every day. Imagine each morning as a clear mirror, reflecting exactly who you are not by your achievements, but by how you treat others, by your honesty, your steadfastness, and your kindness, even when no one is watching. Every new day is a chance to ask yourself, how will I live today so that I can be proud of myself at the end of the day? Stoicism reminds us to return to the 4 cardinal virtues: wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. These are not lofty theories, but practical guides for every decision, word, and action each day. Being honest even when it's tough, kind even when others are not, fair in every small choice, and self-restrained in the face of anger or sudden desire are all ways you build virtue, shape your character, and earn personal credibility. As Michael Jackson once sang in Man in the Mirror, if you want to make the world a better place, take a look at yourself and then make a change. That message is not only about changing the outside world, but first and foremost about changing yourself by living true to your values and virtues. Imagine a typical morning. You wake up still groggy, facing countless small choices. Scroll through social media or spend a few minutes writing down something you're grateful for. Snap at a loved one over a trivial matter or patiently listen. Ignore an opportunity to help someone because you're busy or offer a sincere word of encouragement. Those seemingly small choices, repeated day after day, are the foundation that builds who you are and determines the quality of your life. The practical solution is simple but powerful. Set a moral intention for each morning. Write it in your journal, stick it on your mirror, or recite it in your mind. Maybe today is be honest with myself. Tomorrow, stay calm under pressure. The next day, help someone without expecting anything in return. The important thing is not to let those values remain only on paper. Actively challenge yourself in real-life situations each day. Being honest in a meeting, kind to someone who may not deserve it, fair when making decisions, and self-restrained against anger or temptation are all daily exercises. When you stay true to your values, you'll feel lighter in the face of gossip, pressure, and challenges. Living virtuously isn't always easy. You will get lost, lose your temper, or feel like giving up. But what makes the difference is the courage to admit mistakes, to start again, and to never stop practicing. Stoicism teaches that virtue is the foundation of freedom and happiness. When you live by your values, you no longer fear judgmental eyes or unpredictable events. You become strong, respected by yourself, and that is a feeling no one can take away. Remember, every new day is a chance to choose kindness, wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. No need for grand actions, just be honest with yourself and do what's right, even once a day. That's how you create real change in your life and quietly inspire others, just like that song plays in your mind each morning. Take a look at yourself and then make a change. 5. Practice mindfulness and gratitude. On a Monday morning, you wake up and step into your familiar room. On the table, your phone keeps buzzing with messages from old friends. Once again, they're full of complaints, criticism, and sneers at your new ideas. You pull back the curtains and somehow the atmosphere feels even heavier. Every time you try to change, your surroundings pull you back to the old standard, making all your efforts seem to vanish. This isn't just your story. I used to feel suffocated in the very social circle I had created. Co-workers who only knew how to gossip about the boss, friends who gathered just to talk about failure, and family who cared with words like, "Stop dreaming, just live as before, it's safer." Gradually I realized no one can truly change if they remain stuck in the same old negative environment. Your environment and relationships are like the air you breathe, invisible, but nourishing or suffocating your spirit every single day. If you don't actively filter out toxic energies, sooner or later, you'll be swept back into old cycles. The next step in your journey of renewal is to build yourself a positive, inspiring environment. Actively seek out and connect with people who encourage you, who are ready to challenge themselves, and who never stop growing. If you can't meet them in person yet, start with an online community, join study groups, follow motivational speakers or scientists, or read inspiring stories. Look at Nikola Tesla, the great scientist who faced doubt, rejection, and isolation. He worked in cramped labs, had no steady funding, and was abandoned by partners. But instead of giving up, Tesla sought out like-minded collaborators, never stopped learning, and let his imagination live in a world of big ideas. He once said, "If you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration." It was those positive frequencies from like-minded collaborators that kept him going, even when the world turned its back. So, how do you build your own inspiring environment? First, identify who uplifts you, who encourages you to think big, and who challenges you to push your limits. It could be an old friend, a creative colleague, or an online community dedicated to personal growth. Proactively nurture and invest in these relationships. Call, message, meet up, or join shared events. Next, don't hesitate to gradually reduce the time and energy spent on people or environments that make you negative or stagnant. You can't avoid them entirely, but you can control how much they influence your mood, habits, and growth. Sometimes letting go of certain old relationships isn't ungrateful. It's necessary to create space for new things to develop. Along with that, actively create a positive physical environment, tidy your workspace, hang up inspiring quotes, and add some greenery or light to your study corner. It sounds simple, but your physical environment has a huge impact on your emotions and mindset each day. Research shows that a positive environment not only helps you overcome difficulties, but also boosts creativity, work performance, and mental health. Try doing something simple but powerful. Every week, connect with one more inspiring person or spend more time with your positive relationships. The journey of change isn't just about you, it's also the product of the environment you choose to live and grow in. Remember, you deserve to live in a positive, inspiring space where all your progress is appreciated and encouraged. If you want to recreate your life in the next 2 months, start by choosing the right environment and the right people around you. That's the solid foundation for all lasting transformation. Who will you start changing your environment with and connecting to for your own inspiration? Share your story and experience with me. Your comments can inspire others who want to create positive change in their lives. 6. Morning journaling. Imagine sitting by the window as dawn breaks. The city is still quiet. Everything outside hasn't started moving yet. There's only you and your little notebook, a steaming cup of coffee, cold fingers, and those blank pages, your own private space, where all your thoughts, feelings, worries, and hopes are recorded without judgment or pressure. This is the moment you truly connect with yourself before life sweeps you away. Morning journaling isn't a new habit, but it's one of the most powerful tools to keep you steady and clear-headed amid countless changes. I used to think this practice was too romanticized until I tried spending just 10 minutes each morning writing a few lines about my feelings, hopes, or worries. Just that, and I discovered I had an inner refuge, a place where thoughts are sorted out, goals are defined, and negative emotions no longer control me as before. You don't need to be a writer. Just be honest. Try jotting down 3 things you're grateful for, 1 goal for the day, and 1 feeling you'd like to let go of. This simple act, repeated every morning, creates a powerful psychological anchor, keeping a promise to yourself that you always care, always listen to yourself, not just chase after work or social responsibilities. Marcus Aurelius, the great Stoic philosopher-emperor, was famous for his habit of morning journaling. In the pages of Meditations, he constantly reflected on himself, adjusted his actions, and found a new direction for each day. He didn't just write down goals or plans, he confronted his fears, weaknesses, and bad habits with honesty. That helped him and will help you become a better version of yourself every day. Morning journaling is like your personal mind map. You can write about anything: new ideas, uncomfortable feelings, small plans, or just a few lines about today's weather. The magical thing is, the more you write, the more you understand yourself. The things that make you anxious become clear. The things you're grateful for shine brighter in your mind. Many studies have shown that maintaining a morning journaling habit reduces stress, increases work performance, and gives you a clear sense of control throughout the day. Julia Cameron, author of The Artist's Way, revived the morning pages movement. Every morning, spend a few minutes writing down everything on your mind. No editing, no worrying about right or wrong. This process helps you release pressure, recognize true emotions, and stay motivated towards specific goals. Try it, just for a week. Tomorrow morning, when you're still sleepy, sit down with a blank notebook and write. How do I feel today? What do I want to achieve in this new day? What am I most grateful for right now? What's one thing I want to change or try today? Don't worry about words or style. Just let your thoughts flow out, gently and honestly. Day by day, You'll be surprised looking back. Seemingly big goals will have been accomplished by small steps, and you'll have learned how to let go of needless worries. Morning journaling is an act of self-love and self-guidance through each day. It not only maintains consistency, but also serves as proof of your progress, even the smallest steps. Just looking back at your writing from a week or a month ago, you'll see you've changed more than you ever imagined. You can start tomorrow morning. All you need is a blank sheet of paper, a pen, and 10 quiet minutes before the world gets busy. That's a gift you give yourself, a new beginning every day, a reminder. I am on a journey of change, step by step, line by line. 7. Facing difficulties with proactivity and positivity. Think of an ordinary morning when you first open your eyes and pick up your phone. The first message arrives as a discouraging jolt. A delayed project, a work issue, or a relative complaining about something completely out of your control. The feelings of discouragement and anxiety start to seep in, like heavy clouds covering your entire morning. This is the good morning of difficulties. But how will you choose to face it? Difficulties and challenges are inevitable. Everyone has or will experience moments when it feels like everything is happening at once. But if you pay attention, you'll notice the strongest people are not those who face fewer obstacles, but those who know how to face challenges with proactivity and a positive attitude. The Stoic philosopher Zeno of Citium reminded us, "Man conquers the world by conquering himself." When you develop inner resilience and proactively confront challenges, you will overcome any external difficulties and shape your life as you wish. I used to be the kind of person who would feel sluggish the whole day if something went wrong in the morning, blaming circumstances, others, or fate. But as I matured, I realized challenges are a natural part of life. The important thing is not how many obstacles you can avoid, but how you build inner strength and resilience to face them each day. A practical solution is to start each morning with mental proactivity. Ask yourself, if I encounter challenges today, how will I respond? Instead of seeing difficulties as enemies, see them as teachers. Observe, adapt, and seek out the lesson for your growth. Proactivity doesn't mean controlling everything. Sometimes it's simply choosing your attitude, choosing to see the positive even in tough situations. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" try asking, "What can I learn from this?" Or, "What can I improve or change from here?" I once nearly lost my confidence over a failed project. Instead of collapsing, I began to sit down each morning and write out what I could control, what I should let go of, and what I could improve. Gradually I realized, only by facing failure could I truly grow. Logic helps you analyze the situation and make an action plan, but positive emotions and optimism are the fuel that keeps you from giving up. Optimism is the cornerstone of positive thinking. It's the ability to maintain a hopeful perspective and build even in the face of adversity. A positive attitude helps you see challenges as opportunities for growth, not as overwhelming barriers. I remember the words of Seneca, "Difficulties strengthen the mind as labor does the body." Challenges are workouts for the will. Overcome enough of them and you'll be stronger. Take a few minutes each morning to prepare your own mental armor. Remind yourself, today, no matter what happens, I will choose to face it proactively, not run away. Write down one difficulty you are facing and at least one positive way to address or solve it. Find one small thing to be grateful for, even if it's just someone's smile or a hot cup of coffee. When you practice this attitude long enough, challenges won't seem so frightening. You won't be overwhelmed by negative emotions, but will gradually become the author of your own story. Each morning, recording these things is how you lay the foundation for a day full of energy, confidence, and hope. The journey of self-change is not always smooth, but you always have the choice in how to face it. You can be a victim of adversity, or you can turn challenges into a springboard for yourself. Have you ever had a morning hit by bad news that put you in a bad mood? How did you react? Share your story or how you face morning difficulties in the comments below. Writing down your thoughts not only helps you reflect, but also inspires others who might be facing similar situations. 8. Repeat every day to build good habits. Picture a future version of yourself, a person who calmly begins the day with a gentle smile, clear eyes, and a fresh mind. You know what you want, remain calm under pressure, and maintain self-mastery amid the chaos of work, family, and social relationships. Maybe that image feels distant now, but if every morning you repeat small actions, step by step, you'll get closer each day, not by magic, but by the power of good habits built from today's mornings. Many people talk about change and personal development, only to be disappointed when nothing seems to change after a few days of trying. Have you ever started a new habit, exercising, journaling, getting up early, meditating, or learning a language, only to maintain it for a few days before falling back into old cycles, feeling weak, lazy, and disappointed in yourself? Don't blame yourself. You are not alone in your battle with habits. The issue is not willpower, but that you expected instant change, instead of understanding that all transformation requires patient repetition. Small things, deep breathing, journaling, mindfulness, and reminders of your values, if done only once, are as fleeting as a passing breeze. But if you patiently repeat them every day, they quietly form positive underground currents in your mind, nurturing confidence and solid inner strength over time. Take inspiration from my friend Bill. At first, he'd wake up hurried, irritable, feeling as if the world was against him. When advised to try a few simple habits, getting up 10 minutes earlier, drinking water, sitting quietly to breathe, writing down something to be grateful for, Bill thought, such small things, do they really matter? But he gave it a try as an experiment for a week. After 7 days, he found himself getting angrier less. After 21 days, his mood improved. He focused better, and his relationships started to improve. After a month, Bill thanked himself for not giving up in those first few days. The secret is not to do a lot at once, but to do small things consistently, long enough for your brain and heart to get used to a positive, grateful, and self-controlled state. A new loop gradually replaces the old one. Instead of letting worries and unconscious habits take charge, you choose to repeat good actions, focus on yourself, and keep believing in your own power to change. Focus on yourself is not selfishness. It's the way to build a solid inner foundation so you can then spread positive values to your family, friends, colleagues, and community. When you consistently practice healthy habits every morning, you not only become a better person, but also unexpectedly create a positive influence on those around you. The solution is simple. Pick one small action, wake up 10 minutes earlier, take a deep breath, write one line in your journal, focus on your feelings and goals, and repeat it every morning. When you feel discouraged, remember the image of your future self. Someone strong, steadfast and calm in the midst of any storm. No magic happens overnight, but after 30 days, 60 days, or a year, a great miracle will have occurred. Maturity, resilience, and confidence cultivated through every repeated good habit. Let today be the first day of a sustainable journey, so that one day you can proudly look back and say, I have truly mastered myself, day by day, every morning. Each new day is an opportunity for you to master yourself, to recognize and control your emotions, clearly define what you can control, live according to your personal values and virtues, practice mindfulness and gratitude, write morning journals, and continuously repeat positive actions to build enduring habits. These small steps, persistently practiced each morning, will silently forge your inner strength, help you stand firm in the face of challenges, proactively direct your life, and spread positive energy to those around you. Don't let yourself merely drift in the chaotic current of life. Choose to be mindful and master yourself from the very first moment of the day. So, how will you start tomorrow to proactively rewrite your own story? Share your experiences or ask your questions in the comments below. You never know who your story might inspire. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you don't miss the latest videos on your journey to explore and apply Stoic philosophy in everyday life. Stay tuned for the next videos appearing at the end of the screen. Join me in living more mindfully and resiliently every day.